Hey, it's Adam from Next Level Radio. I had the opportunity to speak with Carolina Guerra from DaVinci's Demons, which you can watch every Saturday night at 9 o'clock on Starz. Make sure you follow Carolina on Twitter at Carolina Guerra M. You can also follow us on Twitter at NXT Level Radio and like our page on Facebook, facebook.com/Next Level Radio Online. Also check out our website for all our past interviews and shows, nextlevelradioonline.com. Now let's get right to the interview. Thanks for listening. You're listening to Next Level Radio. I'm Adam Gorey here with another guest spotlight. Joining me on the Next Level Radio hotline, she's a Colombian model, she's an actress, and now you can catch her every Saturday night at 9 on the Starz hit series DaVinci's Demons. Please welcome the beautiful Carolina Guerra. Carolina, thank you for spending a few minutes with me tonight. How you doing?
Hey, my pleasure. I'm very good, very happy about everything, very happy, especially in DaVinci's Demons this Saturday. My character is coming in, so I'm thrilled to be here. So
yeah, definitely. Now, I hope I did not butcher your last name. I mean, I know you're probably supposed to roll the R's. I am terrible at rolling R's, so I hope I didn't. I hope I didn't butcher it too much.
You did impressively well.
Okay. Do you get a lot of?
You did really good.
Do you get a lot of Carolinas? Do people say that a lot?
I get a lot of Carolinas. I get a lot of Guerras.
Okay.
Yeah, you cannot imagine. Yeah, there's a lot of options there.
So, as you said, you make your debut this Saturday as the Inca High Priestess Ima, right? Tell us.
That's another good one because I get a lot of Imas too.
Okay. Jeez, you just can't catch a break with these names. Tell us a little bit about your character.
Well, my character, as you said, is a high priestess of the children of the sun, which is the name they used to call the villagers back in the day. We're talking about the 15th century in the Inca Empire in Peru, Machu Picchu, which is this sacred place everybody knows about. But in the series, the Book of Leaves, which is that thing that everyone's looking after and everyone wants, is remaining. It's supposed to be hidden somewhere in Machu Picchu. So Matt character holds a lot of information. She knows where the Book of Leaves is, and she will be Da Vinci, and she will have, to team up in a certain way with them in order to find Book of Leaves. Although they want the Book of Leaves for many different reasons, and this is how the relationship is gonna get a little bit complicated. It is like a multi-layered kind of relationship because they need each other, but they're very aware they want the Book of Leaves for different reasons. So it's going to get tough. It's going to get complicated. There's a lot of action, passion, and drama. It is very interesting.
Well, very cool.
It gets cool the second season.
Yeah. Now, are you going to be? So then you're pretty much going to be in pretty much every episode moving forward, then, right?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay. Are you gonna
the main story is gonna happen there in Machu Picchu? So.
Okay. Are you gonna have a viewing party?
A what?
A viewing party, like to celebrate your debut?
Well, I'm flying this Saturday. I'm flying back to Colombia, so I think I might have a late party on Sunday, unfortunately. But yeah, everybody's very my family and everyone in Colombia is very happy. So I'll join the party later, but I will do.
Now, the show is filmed in Wales, so I'm sure when you found out that you'd be on a major American TV series, you probably didn't think you'd end up in Wales. So
you're absolutely right, and I didn't think, as a Latin person, as a Colombian, you think your first step would be in America, and all of a sudden I found myself in the middle of, in Europe and in Wales, which was a little bit weird. Also the fact that I wasn't used at all to their accents. I was like, oh my God, I'm never going to survive this. But after 2 weeks, it all went well. They were very nice, very generous. And at the beginning, it was a little scary, but at the end, well, and of course, look at the results. So I'm very happy.
Right. Now, how much more production do you guys have to go?
Well, we already finished this whole second season.
Oh, okay, wow.
We end up shooting on December. Yeah. So yeah, we're resting right now, enjoying, the series at home. But we will start working again very soon for this season.
Oh, cool. Now, you said you're flying back to Colombia. Are you going to stay there during the whole off season, or are you going to travel a little bit?
No, I'm just going to Colombia for a week because I have to shoot a thing there. I'm finishing a movie right now. So I'll finish, the last couple of scenes right there for 2 weeks, and then I'll be back in LA. I just moved in.
Oh, cool. Now, how much in the show?
I'm staying here in the States.
Your character is from Inca. Now, how much Quechua did you have to learn for the show?
Oh, a lot. So before the second I flew, the same day I flew in Wales, in London, and then I got to Wales. I started my Quechua lessons with a Quechua expert. She was my main support in all this process. Her name is Emma Felber, and she's from Ireland, and she's an anthropologist, and she helped me through a lot of the cultural things I had to practice and to learn in order to play Ima. And there were a lot of scenes where it's just all Quechua. It's her mother, it's her mother language. Inca used to speak only Quechua. There still are a lot of communities that speak Quechua today, and that's how we got to, to have like enough tools in order to play Ima. But yes, it was hard, of course, at the beginning. But she was every single day with me. She was on set, making sure my pronunciation was perfect. And after a while, it was just rolling. It was amazing, but it was very interesting. And that's the most beautiful thing about these type of characters. You get to learn so many unexpected things. You'd never think you have to speak Quechua in your life. So yeah, this is amazing about this character. That's one of the many things I learned with Ima. I learned so much about culture from my own roots, from Latin roots. I learned so much about Leonardo da Vinci. I learned so much about history. It was amazing. I had to also practice a lot of my corporal movements because they were totally different. The reverences from the ritual. There was a lot of very, very cool things in order to work on Da Vinci's Demons.
Right, now there's no subtitles, right? When they're speaking Quechua on the show, there's no subtitles to tell people what they're actually saying, right?
Well, there are going to be some subtitles, but whenever they don't, it's just because something really bad's going to happen.
I was going to say, I might have to learn it just to know what's going on. So with Spanish being your main language, your primary language, what was harder to learn, English or Quechua?
Well, no, of course Quechua was a lot harder to learn because, English, even if you don't speak English is something you've heard, once or twice or a lot in your life. So you're at least a little bit familiar with it. And I speak English, but it was hard. It was a lot of challenges with Ima because not only English, Spanish is my first language, and I had to work everything, like 90% of my job was in English, but I couldn't speak English the way I speak English because it made no sense for a high priestess,
right.
In the 1400s to speak American English. So I had to fake a little accent, to speak slower, to mark the consonants, and then learn a third language, which was Quechua.
Right. So basically, you can speak two forms of English.
Kind of a challenge, but it was exciting. That's the thing about acting, right?
Right. Yeah. For sure. Now, the character obviously has various tribal tattoos, and I think I saw in a couple scenes a few like feathers pierced in your back there.
Yes.
Obviously, I'm assuming the piercings with the feathers are not real. Do you have any like tattoos or anything that they had to cover up with the outfit there?
That's a good question. It's the first time I have this question. Well, I was lucky. Or they were lucky, or we were all lucky. I only have one tattoo in my right foot, but unfortunately, it's Sanskrit, so we did have to cover that one. But Raul Trujillo, who plays Papa Inca, is if I was a high priestess, he's like kind of like the Inca king,
right?
And he's all covered with tattoos all over his body, so he had to have like a 2-hour session for makeup just to cover every single tattoo he had in his body. So I just had to cover that one. But the back piece you were just mentioning with the feathers and everything, it was a prosthetic, and every single day I had to have like a 4-hour makeup call to glue that in my back. So yeah, they did an amazing job. I was very lucky. I was just surrounded by the best team ever.
What's the hardest part about wearing the different outfits for the role?
Oh, the temperature.
Temperature?
No doubt the temperature. Yeah, sometimes, we had to shoot outdoors, and as you can see, and as you will see this Saturday, I'm wearing, I couldn't be covered, it
Right.
made no sense. So, it was, sometimes I had to be, shooting 3 a.m., 4 a.m. in the morning, just wearing like an Inca bikini, as we call it, or a coconut, the golden coconuts, as we call it too. 5 a.m. in the morning, Wales. It was winter, so it was insane, like nearly hypothermic state. But I mean, it was worth it.
Do you think your background in modeling has helped you at all with that?
Definitely. You build a lot of patience when you model, and but also when you act. You have to spend hours waiting for everything to get done. But yeah, I mean, everything. I feel like I value every single thing I've done professionally, because I mean, even if it doesn't have to do like modeling, I started modeling, but I never saw it as a career. I was so young at that age. My
Right.
mom was a fashion designer, so I grew in that, in that world. But I mean, when I graduated from school, I knew I wanted to be an actress and I wanted to be a singer. I didn't want to be a model, but I mean, it was fun, and I'm sure that really helped to build, me as a professional, and to understand what this world, has, and what you have to fight for, and everything. It did help. Everything I've done, it has, added to where I am now and to where I'm, going to be in the future.
So how did you end up getting into acting originally? I mean, in Colombia, first as a model, and then again from Colombian acting into now American acting.
Well, I'm sorry. I've always, as I said, I've always wanted to be, I mean, not an actress, but I was very involved in that. I always did theater at school, and then when I graduated, I continued doing theater. Just because I really liked it, but I thought I was going to be a singer because music was before everything else I've ever done. And because I sing, this director, a friend of mine, he wanted me to audition for this part, where the lead actress was a singer. And that's how I got into Colombian TV, because I auditioned for that, I got the part, and that's how I got into Colombian TV. And then I did this movie in Mexico, and then after that, we did an American movie in Colombia where I met Sophia Miles, and she's an English actress, and she talked to Priscilla John, who's the casting director for DaVinci's Demons, and she just ran into her at a party. And Priscilla told her she was having such a hard time finding an actress for this role. And Sophia was like, okay, you stop looking. Here she is. She's my friend from Colombia. She's perfect for that role. You have to see her, send her the material. She's going to audition, and I'm sure she's going to do well. And, well, luckily she was right. I just sent my audition in Colombia. I was shooting a movie by then. And a month later, I got this call saying that David Goyer wanted to see me in London. I almost had a heart attack. but yeah, then I flew to London, auditioned with Tom Riley, and I got the part.
Awesome.
It was amazing.
Yeah, that is really cool. So though you might not yet be quite as well known here in the U.S., I mean, this being pretty much one of the first major American TV series, at least, you are, however, very, very well known in Colombia. What's it been like to leave a place where you are so well known and take a chance doing something new like this?
Well, I think that's a really good question. I think it takes, it's not easy, but it is also not easy to not do what you want. Mm-hmm. I think that second part is harder than to take a risk. And I just think, I'm young. I don't have any kids. I don't have any, attached, serious attachments to anywhere. So I'm just, doing what my God tells me and what makes me happy. And I really, really want to go around the world, and I want to travel, and I want to work, and I want to, whenever you're out of your comfort zone, that's where the magic happens.
Oh,
and
yeah,
that's
definitely.
what's been happening to me. And, yeah. So I think whenever you're brave, life is very nice to you. Well, I'm just doing what I like, and if it's back in Colombia, then I'll go back to Colombia. But if it's here, it's here, and this is where where I am right now, and I'm just trying to be responsible with the opportunities that life is giving me, and just working hard and being passionate about it.
All right. Now, as you said, you're very young, and you've already accomplished a ton. You were Miss Bogota. You've been in numerous films and other projects. You hosted Colombia's Top Model. You also did I believe the Latin American version of Grey's Anatomy, and I hope I don't butcher this either. I believe it's A Corazón Abierto. Is that pretty close?
Yeah, very good.
All right, I took a couple of years of Spanish in high school and college.
Spanish.
So out of everything that you have accomplished before DaVinci's Demons, what was your favorite, or which one, do you look back most fondly on?
Well, I really liked A Corazón Abierto, I say, because, and that's the Colombian version for Grey's Anatomy, because it was a very, I've been always very careful with what I choose, like with my decisions as an actress. Role-wise, I always try to do something like, very, very different, extremely different from what I did before. And this was a nice opportunity to do that, because it was, I played a nun something before that, and it was very cool to make that. It was quite a spin,
Right.
After playing a doctor, and it was like so serious, and I had to, to look so much older than I am. So it was quite a challenge, all the makeup, but I had to work in my voice, and I got to learn a lot of things about medicine. So that was amazing. It was amazing. So I'd say that was one of my favorite roles before DaVinci's Demons. And of course, having the opportunity to make a terror film, my first, film in English was amazing. That was very cool, and it was a very nice experience to work with people from all around the world. I worked with Peter Facinelli on that one, and with Sophia Miles. So we had like a multicultural cast, which was very cool. And I got to be like the host, because it was entirely shot in Colombia. So I really enjoyed that one too.
Oh, cool. Well, I know we're running out of time. We just like to end each interview with something we call rapid fire. Basically, it's just a few quick questions to get to know, a little more about you. You don't have to, answer into too much detail. They're very basic. So the first one is, what is your favorite animal?
Dolphin.
And how about your favorite hobby?
Congress.
Okay. And if you could work with any one actor, who would it be?
Ooh, Christopher Waltz.
Okay. And last one. By the way, that's a great answer. I'm a big fan of his. Last one. What's the one piece of technology that you wouldn't be able to live without?
Oh.
There's a ton to choose from.
Yeah. Well, I think it's pretty obvious, my iPhone, but no, I was gonna say Netflix, but that's not really a piece of technology.
Oh, that's technology. You're streaming from the internet. How about the internet?
I could, yeah, well, internet, yes.
Without that, there is no Netflix.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, well, like I said, you can check out Carolina on DaVinci's Demons every Saturday at 9 p.m. on Starz. To learn more about the show, you can head over to Starz.com. And make sure you follow Carolina on Twitter. It's at Carolina Guerra M, as in Mike. And Carolina, thank you for spending a few minutes with me.
Thank you so much. I really, really enjoyed it.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Love to everyone.
Well, that wraps it up for tonight's guest spotlight here on Next Level Radio. Make sure you head over to our website for more interviews and shows, nextlevelradioonline.com. And like us on Facebook, facebook.com/nextlevelradioonline. Follow us on Twitter as well, at NXT Level Radio. Thanks again for listening.